Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy New Comic Book Day, May 10th, 2023. I hope all you guys found all your books in your cubby, on the new comic book shop wall, or mailed to you. However you guys get your books, I hope you guys found all the books you were looking for this week. I know I did here in the loud, mysterious black bag. Now, let's go ahead and get dived into all the books that kind of came out last week and then over the weekend with Free Comic Book Day. And I kind of did like a top five for Free Comic Book Day in addition this week. So a little bit of extras. And I separated them differently. So we'll do top five from last week and a top five new comic book day or Free Comic Book Day, excuse me, because they're all kind of advertisements basically. And so starting in the number five spot here, I had Marvel Voices, which it had maybe too many stories for the 28 to 32 pages that was there. So each story only got like 3 or 4 pages at with I think the first story that was the longest one. The one that I was kind of the most curious by was actually maybe a shorter one, probably like a 3-page story with Miss Marvel. Kind of interestingly enough, most of the stuff from this Free Comic Book Day is teasing the Marvel Voices that came out in 2022. Like the actual book, not the Free Comic Book Day book from that year, but so that it was interesting. It almost made me like want to go search the back issue bins and find that book because I know it's already out. And then number four was this I Am Stan, and this one was just kind of fun. I don't know, I wouldn't say it was like the complete story or quite what I was expecting. I think maybe I was expecting a little bit more childhood and like about Stan, but it was a lot of stories from him being the editor of the Marvel Bullpen, and possibly this is just like an excerpt from the middle of the book, and there is earlier stories, but it wasn't that bad. Interesting. May give the full book a glance. And then number three was this Dawn of DC Night Terrors, which was actually kind of interesting, but it also was super duper short. And then most of the book is the front cover of all these different books that they're gonna have coming out. And I haven't actually looked. I'm sort of curious. It seemed as though this was saying that all the DC titles were going to stop for 2 months while this event went on. And each title that has an ongoing DC title was going to have a Night Terrors, for example, a Night Terrors Batman #1, Night Terrors Batman #2. I found that kind of interesting, and I'm not sure. I've not decided on that one yet. I think I'm gonna have to do some more research to find out exactly like what's going on, or was how I read it correct? Let me know in the comments. And then number two, I had this Spider-Man Venom, just kind of previewing a bunch of stuff from what looks to be upcoming storylines for Spider-Man and Venom. And I don't want to spoil anything here, but I kind of enjoyed what was going on there. It was pretty entertaining. And then at the end there's a small little teaser for the Ultimate Invasion, which what's a teaser supposed to do but pique your curiosity? And I have to say that's what that teaser did for me. Curiosity piqued. I'm curious to see what's gonna. I don't know. It was like Professor I feel like spoiling this is not exactly spoiling anything because they want this out there so people they can kind of build a hype train, if you will. Seemed as though the scene they showed us was Professor Xavier approaching Miles and kind of telling him that he had invented a way for them all to get back home, to get back to the original reality. And the number one, the one I thought was, got me the most hype for what they were trying to show was this Uncanny Avengers #1, which I kind of reading as kind of like a crossover between X-Men and Avengers characters, wherein the plot is kind of political intrigue in the fact that people just aren't happy that the X-Men can resurrect people now. They've terraformed Mars. They're seemingly a very powerful people, and so this new team forms with Avengers and X-Men characters to kind of like be the good guys. I think it's going to be written by Duggan, and or maybe it was Hickman. Either way, I was kind of interested in that series. I'm like, this kind of interesting. I'd like to see more. And there was a bit of a preview for some upcoming X-Men stuff, which I kind of feel like really ties in with that of Uncanny Avengers, theme of kind of looking at things from a more political perspective, and like how would the governments of the world handle this situation where mutants are so powerful and have their own nation, and they want their seat at the table of the UN and everything like that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get dived into the new books in the loud and mysterious black bag. Get that out of the way. As always, if you watch this far, like, comment, and subscribe helps the YouTube algorithm. Let's do the top 5 for last week. I'm sorry. So in the number 5 spot, we have Edge of Spider-Verse #1. I honestly, this was like, it wasn't the most strong issue. The Spider-Rex in the beginning was felt a bit rushed, and I don't know, Venom just shows up out of nowhere, the sky falls into the goo. Everyone, yeah, it was okay. And then the second story, the Spider Killer story, I honestly, personally just found it kind of hard to follow. I don't know. If there was a first appearance of a Spider Killer character, he did not look anything like the covers that I saw on the inside of the issue. I was definitely disappointed. Had I bought one of the really awesome looking covers, I don't think I would have felt like I got on the inside of the book what I was sold on the front cover. It's the best way to put that. In the number 4 spot, we have Immortal X-Men. So some of the X-Men titles finally coming back from this big long Sins of Sinister. And as somebody that skipped out on Sins of Sinister and is just collecting the main titles as they continue on, I kind of found this to have some good catch up for me. I was, a little bit lost as to what was going on. Definitely see Storm's big time kind of taken over right now. I'm not saying in a bad way. She's just, some things happened during Sins of Sinister, which that issue really caught me up on. And Storm's she's bad. In the number 3 spot, surprisingly, because this one's actually a really good read, was Spider-Man number 8, the infamous second appearance of Spider-Boy. And I don't know, dude, Dan Slott's just telling a good story. part of what has me really interested is definitely the reveals with Spider-Boy as we're kind of continuing on. Um, yeah, man, it's just been a good read. And at the same time, you know, we have our regular Peter Parker antics, and he's, you know, going through his own story right now. Um, and interestingly enough, it ties in with what's going on with the Amazing Spider-Man right now without leaning too far into what they're doing with their story. And then this one in number two. In any other week, guys, this probably would have been number one. This thing was absolutely awesome. One of the best reads of the week in a week that was filled with really good reads and cool keys and all kinds of stuff. This book was just super fun. It's the Batman 135 Legacy number 900, and I think because of the Legacy number 900, they went back. He's I don't want to spoil too much about it, but without spoiling it, I'm gonna kind of tease what's been going on and how good this storyline is, basically. And so he's been going through the multiverse, kind of fighting an alternate version of the Joker, right? And as he's going through these different multiverses, chasing this guy, right? He ends up in some of all of our favorite Batman side eras, adjuncts, other multiverses, basically, right? Uh, with the art drawn immaculately. Like, I'm talking, there are pages in there, many pages that could be front covers. They're just amazing, and you're blown away as you're going through this thing. We have, Batman 1989's in there with Michael Keaton. He shows up as kind of part of what's going on with Batman's story. We have Frank Miller's Batman, the old kind of weary, beaten, drawn much more with heavy sketching, and so he's in there, and then we also go, and I'm gonna skip a few. I'm not gonna give you every single one, just some highlights. And then we go to Batman Beyond, with Batman's old, and he's got his new young Batman, and there's some comedy there too, where he's like, "Are you Bruce?" And he's like, "I'm not Bruce." He's Bruce, and there's, oh man, I had a lot of fun with that book. It's a great read, highly recommend it. And then number one, and this could have gone any which way. I mean, that was such a good read that it actually would have taken this to top it. We have a Spider-Man 2099 number one, Dark Genesis, and yes, it landed in the number one spot. It might slightly be because he's my favorite character, but also this issue is on point. This is what I have wanted out of the Spider-Man 2099 miniseries that they've had going on for a little while. This was the best issue of the last year and a half of Spider-Man 2099 miniseries and stuff that they've had. I absolutely love this issue. It felt so much like that vibe that you got from the original Spider-Man 2099 run, with the best way to put it, and this is how I kind of described it to my son when he walked in and kind of saw the glee on my face as I was reading this thing, and he's like, what are you reading? And it captured that feeling of the RoboCop kind of a vibe that original Spider-Man 2099 run had, with like the guy gets in that car to steal the car, and it straps him down and like electrocutes the heck out of him, and you realize it's a commercial for this electrocuting chair in your car device that's a way of, you know, preventing robberies in the future, car robberies in the future. And just kind of this off the wall look at the way the world could possibly go and skew if it didn't go in a good way that the 2099 world has always had. And this issue had a bunch of that, and I was loving it. And please, what's this? Is it Orlando? Yeah. Orlando, give me more. Continue. I hope this series continues in this flavor. Having a blast with it. That hit number one. And interestingly enough, we're going to get dived right on into the new comic books from this week. And on top of the stack here, we have Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis number 2. So obviously, I am definitely looking forward to reading this one, and hope that continues on with the same flavor. And we got Amazing Spider-Man 25. It's just a big fat issue, I guess, celebrating 25 on this run. And I love this John Romita Jr. cover. There was a bunch of really awesome covers to choose from. It was really kind of a hard choice this week, to be honest. And this one supposedly is going to have a ton of reveals, and I'm really actually I'm kind of amped to read that one. And then next up we got X-Men Red number 11 with Storm on the front cover of this one. So X-Men books are coming back with Storm as apparently the champion. Like, no spoilers, but it's on the front covers of the two books that have come out week after week. She's coming back as the champion of what's been going on and Sins of Sinister, it seems. And then we have Wolverine 33 versus the Weapons of X. So I guess he's gonna have to fight a bunch of those Wolverine clones that Beast made. It's not spoiling, it's on the front cover. Alright. And this one too, I think this one got a little bit of hype. But I've been, as you guys been watching the show, I've been reading this book. Just enjoying it. Batman Incorporated, issue number 8. Apparently first appearance of Joker Incorporated. So that's why it says that on the front cover there. Kind of cool. And one of the more I'm excited to read this one, actually. Went ahead and picked up Green Lantern number 1. Like I said, I was going to give some of these new DC series a try. So we picked up, a couple weeks back, we picked up Green Arrow. And yeah, this one does not say anything about a mini-series or limited series or anything. So I think this one's going to be ongoing. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. It's got Adams, Shermanico, Fajardo Jr. I'm giving him a try if I like the characters. So I've always liked Green Lantern. Let's hope that that's a good run. All right, guys, that's what I have today. Again, if you watch this far into the video, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm show me to more comic people that watch comic shows. We'll see you guys next week, and have a great day.